Fuck! Now I gotta restart that whole bit.
End the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Gameday Tarps podcast. Today, we are doing our own personal year in review, talking about episodes that we've done, guests we've had on, events that happened in NHL or CHL, even stuff like the CHL NCAA deal that happened. So, well, let's just ask you guys how you're doing. Obviously, it's been a while since all five of us have been able to link up. So, how's all the boys doing?
Not too shabby, bro.
Doing great. Ryley, why don't you tell everyone what's going on in the Gameday Tarps world? What just happened with us a couple days ago and last night, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to start recent news and work backwards?
Well, let's just start there for right now, because it's obviously right there in the big right-hand corner of our screen, right? So let's just start right there, and then we can go back to the very start.
Yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah, so if obviously you guys can see, the Hockey Podcast Network reached out to us. They asked if we wanted to join their network and kind of get a hold of some of their sponsorships and some of their revenue sharing. So we're extremely excited to go forward and do that. We've been in conversation the last couple of days, kind of signing off on that and getting things lined up. I won't really change anything. They don't want anything from us to change. So we're just going to keep doing what we do and have fun doing it like we have. So I guess in the other corner, you can see we've signed on as a partner or affiliate with Quench Hydration. So you can go to their website or quench.com or .ca/Gameday Tarps podcast, and you can put in our code Gameday Tarps podcast, as you see at the bottom, all one word, all capital letters. So that's just some fun stuff to start off.
Currently only .ca. I am working on the .com one. So the American viewers can also go get some Quench on us.
Brand ambassador Daeden getting us set up. But then I guess the last thing too, we have started a Patreon, which is exciting for us. We've got 2 videos up there, Daeden?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So yeah, go
working
over
on
to
a day in the
Patreon.
life as well.
Which? Oh, working on a day in the life?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. So there we go. What is it? Patreon.com/Gameday Tarps?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go there. Pick your tier of what you want to subscribe to, and you guys can get bonus content. So we're excited to start that as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to go back, kind of work from the beginning of last summer to now. So basically for us, our anniversary of this podcast is like June 27th, June 28th, like somewhere in there. So this is 2 years now. But in the last year, we got our first guest ever, which was Logan Stankoven, awesome enough, from Kamloops, BC here. We just finally reached out to someone and it paid off. He's been on 2 episodes now, so if you want to go see those, episode 36 and 60.
3. Oh, yes.
Oh, and sorry, and a GDT Live, actually. Sorry, he did just go on as well last Friday, so you can go check that one out as well. I think that one's episode 29 for you guys, Daeden and Colton. I guess we'll throw that in there now. If you haven't already, go watch Daeden and Colton's GDT Lives, usually 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And they're having tons of guests on, which we'll get to a huge list of those in a minute. We'll just talk about our normal podcast stuff. Connor Smith, Dally, you locked down Connor Smith for us as our second guest right after that, episode 37. And I mean, you can talk about it. What a great time that's been, talking to his dad, brother, who's a professional gamer we've talked to off camera. But I want to talk about that a little bit, how that went.
Yeah, having Connor Smith on was huge. Personally, I know the Smith family, and they're awesome folk. And Connor has had a phenomenal journey through the OHL, and now he has a contract with the Anaheim Ducks. That's pretty awesome. He definitely had a lot of great stories to share with us on the show when he was here. Talking about the Memorial Cup in Kamloops, how awesome it was to be there with the Peterborough Petes, and just his journey growing up playing hockey and into the OHL into his final year. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, now I forget, Colton, because I know you joined us in the last year as well, and we've been friends forever. But were you there for the John Keane first episode?
John was solo first, and then Colton
Yeah.
and John both came on after.
Right. Yeah. So then we had John Keane, which was big for us. It might not be big to most of you viewers listening, but from Kamloops, he's the Kamloops Blazers broadcaster, has been for the majority of all of our growing up. If you listen to the radio here in Kamloops, you heard his voice broadcasting the Blazer games. So it was big for us. It was very special that he said yes, and he's come on numerous times. Like we said, he came back on with Colton. So if you want to see that one, it's episode 40 was his first one. And then Daeden, you landed Brady Schultz from the Halifax Mooseheads, episode 41 and episode 58. If you want to kind of give a background talking to that again and how that kind of developed.
Yeah, well, I think the Schultz's first episode is still our best one to date, I believe.
Yep, highest view still.
Yeah, I would say maybe our best episode, but our best viewed episode. That's also all thanks to Joanne Long from that Facebook group chat. She shared the absolute crap out of that, but yeah, that was pretty sick getting Schultz on. I watched him all year, and then we talked about him getting the captaincy, which he did. Got a pretty good Subway story out of that, which was pretty funny. And then when we got him back on, we were able to talk about like him leading the franchise in points as a defenseman now, so that's pretty cool. He's also going to Quinnipiac. We touched on that, so we're also going to be trying to get Schultz back on. Might try and get a Brady Schultz times Marcus Vidicek episode once they both get to Quinnipiac, get their season rolling, and relive their former Mooseheads days here on GDT Live on an episode of that. So we'll see.
Sweet. And I think, Dally, you were the one, you pulled in James Jodoin and Jacob Mallet, right?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. So that's episode 47, but go ahead and give us some background on that one too, because that was a huge one for us. First dual player interview that we had.
Yeah. You know what? I think obviously, as you just alluded to, that was our first duo episode with guests, but I know that the boys here have been doing GDT lives in the morning with multiple guests too, but I think it's kind of a great dynamic having not one but two players coming on, because they can joke around, they can feed off each other with great stories, and then they can back each other up. Like, I think it delivers a lot of good content, and having both James and Jacob was a real pleasure. They played for my hometown Spitfires back in Ontario, so getting to hear about their stories with their time with the Spits, especially that 2022 OHL finals run, was really cool getting an inside scoop of like the lay of the land it was in that locker room and on the ice. Like, as a fan, you're watching from the stands, right? Or you're watching, on your screen, but when you're hearing it from the player's perspective, it's definitely more interesting and really fun to hear just exactly what goes on.
I will say, Dally, that that is actually to this day our one and only double episode where we had two people on at the same time. So that one is the one and only to this day. And shout out to you, because I remember that episode I was using my Bluetooth mic and you had to edit every time that I wasn't talking, or every time that I was talking, you had to edit the background feedback. And also, I remember that episode was kind of sick. Me and Jodes were shooting the shit after, because he was in Toronto. I was in Toronto, but U of T was the school that I covered. He played for TMU. It was kind of like little we were talking about the bar that we went to after games and stuff. It was kind of like a brother moment, not like a brother moment, but like shooting the shit with a friend after.
Oh yeah, it was like a bros moment. Yeah, it was awesome.
Like a bro
they're good
moment.
guys. Yeah, they're awesome guys. And just the fact that like maybe 10-20 minutes after we were recording, like we were just shooting the shit amongst ourselves, and it's just like that's pretty cool. So yeah, it would be great to have them back on too. So yeah, I remember, Day, though, after that episode we recorded, I think I was up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning editing everything, making sure that all the audio tracks were all lined up with the overlays, and it was a real treat. But we did it, though. Yeah. It was a great episode.
Trust me, I know. I bet you.
All right, let's jump into some more content-based episodes. Let's all go relive our sadness. And let's talk about episode 48, which is the World Junior / Canada's failure episode that we did. Let's just kind of relive the World Juniors here if you guys want to talk whatever you want to about that, and maybe what we've seen with the Hunters being hired and maybe what's to look for next year at the World Juniors.
Well, I guess I'll start it off by saying Colton and I talked about this on an episode of GDT Live. Scott Wheeler said that Hockey Canada is going to be going away from the selection camp, the short one in December, where they play the U Sports All-Stars 2 games and then an inter-squad game, and then basically pick the team after that. So they're actually going to be taking kids early in December, or actually late November, from their CHL teams and doing a long selection camp, which I think will benefit them much more. I thought one of the biggest things Team Canada didn't have was chemistry, and I think they'll have lots of that if they're playing with each other since like late November.
Well, I think we also all kind of knew that Canada's strength was, not up to what it could have been this year too. Like there's a lot of guys that should have been invited that never got the invite. Like what was it? Zane Perek, Misa, Yakimchuk, just big names that never even got the invite, right? And then Perek did get the call up, and then he got sent out again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think in the back of our minds, we knew Canada wasn't the strongest team going into that tournament from day one.
And I think, too, for Canada, like you said, Dave, with the whole camp, they don't have a choice this year, because I think you were talking about this, Daeden, is that USA is going to be much weaker this time around. Obviously, there's Cole Hudson, like you said.
Even Cole Hudson, I rethought my statement. Cole Hudson isn't a standout like when they had Macklin, Celebrini, Connor Bedard. Cole Hudson, yes, he had a good tournament, but he didn't put up record-breaking numbers. So, I still don't really see him. I kind of do retract.
Well, I still think he could still be the best defenseman at the tournament. That's
100%. But that's not. Yeah, that's for sure. I agree. But he might not be a superstar.
In terms of they don't have their first line of Hagens, Leonard, and Perreault.
Back when it was like the Boston College kids, like Will Smith, Gabe Perreault, and Ryan Leonard. I guess Will Smith played at B. No, he played at Boston College.
Hagens took his spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. But still, those three.
Will Smith went to BC, and then Celebrini went to BU, and they make each other wear each other's jerseys when they win or lose. Yeah. Let's talk about the Four Nations.
Hold on. I was going to say you missed one. I was reading the things, and you missed a pretty big one about the guy to my left.
Oh, well, I did kind of bring it up that Colton joined in the season. Yeah. So which was a huge event for us. But yeah, so I didn't know, because I didn't want to bring it up again. I was like, do I say it again?
Oh, dude, roll the red carpet. Let's go.
Yeah. So okay. Well, Colton Davies of Daily Faceoff here with us now, joined in the season, and it has been great. Ever since we talked about you guys doing a live show, obviously it has skyrocketed up, not just the podcast, but that as well. Colton, your ability to get guests through your connections is pretty unrivaled out there. I don't think there's any single small podcast like ours that is getting the names that we're getting. So absolutely, man, just want to say thanks for coming on and growing this thing, because it started with me and Dakota in his basement, and then Dally was just 4 episodes later. Daeden, you were maybe a year or 8 months later.
I think I was episode 30.
Yeah. And then 6 episodes later, we had Stankoven. So it all changes quick. So we're just happy to have the team we have. And obviously we're growing to a point where it's a lot of fun now. It was a ton of, like Dally just said, for you guys listening, so many 2-3 a.m. nights editing stuff, and which we're still the editors, all of us. We don't have a team or anything, but it's not as maybe daunting as it was when it was just 2 of us, or it was, now there's kind of 3 of us or 4 of us or 5 of us that can edit. So it definitely has made it easier with the larger bandwidth that we have, which has made us be able to do different things. Like mine and Daeden have started GDT gaming for fun. You guys with your GDT live. So there's so many things we can do now, which is awesome.
I'm trying to scroll back and see if yeah,
What your
look
episode
at
was?
this. Look at this. So this is the very first message that I believe Dallas or Ryley would have sent me on TikTok.
It was down.
April 27th, 2024, 11:31 p.m. So I was sitting in my apartment in Toronto, first year. Shout out Shearborn Street. Hey man, out of curiosity, would you at all be interested in making some sports content together? We podcast weekly and perhaps you could join us sometime when you're not busy. Food for thought, let me know. Appreciate the feedback. I said, anytime, man, for sure. Let me know and I'll try to make myself free. I have some podcast experience from school and like to think I have some half decent hockey knowledge, especially Hockey Canada and junior hockey. And then you were like, sounds good, man. We'll keep you posted. And then look where we are.
Aw,
We run a
cute.
podcast.
That
Yeah.
is an in-depth review.
April
That is-
30th, you invited me on.
That is like show the text right there. Look at that.
He kept receipts. No, it's
Um,
been good though. I think having Daeden and Colton here, like this podcast has exploded. Like I personally couldn't be happier. Like, you know, we're still growing and it's just been a fun journey and I'm excited to see what you know, the rest of this podcasting career will take us. So right on, boys.
Have you heard of Riverside FM? Yeah, it's shit.
That's yeah,
That was one
Unfortunate.
of the messages.
from like episodes like 1 through like whatever until we went to StreamYard. Yeah, we were using Riverside FM and just
they were
problem
great
after problem.
until
Audio wasn't lining up.
until the Logan Stankoven episode. It went fantastic, and then we had
Yeah.
to jump to it.
Our biggest episode yet, and it was just like, yeah, no, sorry, we're gonna start malfunctioning and just give you guys problems. Sorry.
That's okay. We're in better places now. It was only to help us. All right, let's get to Four Nations Face Off because Dak, for you and me, it was kind of crazy. One, the tournament was incredible, so we'll talk about that. But Dak, you and me were literally in America during the gold medal game for Canada versus America when we did the recording of that. We did 2 episodes, by the way. We did a pre-tournament and then we did a post-tournament right after, I believe, the gold medal. So I don't know if you want to talk about it, Dak. We can talk about it. Anyone can chime in. Like, it was a crazy time.
I mean, our hotel room, we were definitely yelling, screaming, whatever, having a hoot. But like, as far as
having a hoot.
as far as Seattle, though, I don't know. Like, I thought something crazy was gonna happen. Didn't hear a peep when we exited those doors. So I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was cool to watch it in the States, I guess.
Well, you were ready to open the door and
I know. I know.
And then you opened the door and you looked out and people were just sitting there quiet. And you were like, oh.
Yeah.
So funny. But I mean, it was cool. Like, because I mean, at the event that we were at, like, people were talking about it and they were like, oh, like USA's got it. And lots of, for us, what we heard at least 3 times, like 51st state jokes and stuff when we were down there. Like, so it was nice. That I think that's what fueled our passion the most when you wanted to scream out the door, because we heard it like 3 times that day. People were like, when they said, oh, our friends from Canada, and people were like 51st state, it was just like, fuck you guys. So yeah, it was a lot of fun being down there for that, and just the tournament in general though. Can we talk about it, like, and leading up to the Olympics too? It was incredible just having 4 teams. Like the Olympics are going to be insane, but I thought it was great. Obviously, we could have used a Russia and we could have used someone else, but just with what we had, obviously Russia not allowed in the Olympics. You see why the NHL didn't want to do it, but I just think it was incredible regardless. It was such a good tournament. Overtime, Connor McDavid, gold medal, just like Sidney Crosby did back in 2010 at the Olympics. You just can't picture something like that. And Vegas Golden Knight Mitch Marner feeding him the puck. Like, what a play. Who thought we'd say that?
Vegas Golden Knight Mitch Marner. That's absolutely wild to say, actually.
That is.
Should say future Golden Knight Mitch Marner.
Anyone have anything else on Four Nations?
He is a Golden Knight. What are you talking about?
Well, speaking in past tense, that when Marner passed it to McDavid, he'd be saying, well, future Golden Knight at the time, Mitch Marner.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Well, let's. We're gonna kind of give Dan Colton some screen hog time here. I'm just gonna name off some of the highlighted Game Day Tarp lives, GDT lives. You can add whoever you want to, because I know we have had people like Adam Kierszenblatt, Anthony Donati. They've been on numerous times. Stephen Ellis has been on numerous times. I'll say Terry Doyle's been on as well. That's where I read Doyle. Zach Lang was just on today for his second time. But talk about kind of landing some guys here.
Goat.
Colton, what about like when you landed Austin Elliott right after the London Knights had won the Memorial Cup? Maybe talk us through that one first, and then we'll go down the list here with some of the bigger names.
Well, Austin Elliott was a fun guest to have on. Big shout out to the London Knights and to Chris Sagan for setting that one up. But I mean, Wilbs wasn't here for that, or London Knight man, so could have had him on for that one. But that's okay. That's okay. But talking to him was really cool, though, I think, because like we got to learn about what happened in Saskatoon a little bit, and then him coming over to London, of course, and he even kind of said on our show, which we didn't catch till after, that like the rumors about him going to Leafs camp, like he wasn't really sure that was even true. So even he didn't know if he was going to the Leafs camp, and ultimately he went to Utah's camp. But yeah, he's been fun. Nate Thompson, another player. Stankoven, obviously. Jackson Smith now with Pence. What's that?
I said I got a whole list if you want me to read them off, and you could just kind of talk on it.
Go for it. Go for it. I just was listening to
order,
players.
In order of like players of their names. So Austin Elliott, Jackson Smith, obviously Tri-City American, Penn State. Now Craig Button, TSN Scout. I don't know if you want to go over that one because that one was amazing. Fred Harbinson, Penticton V President, Glenn Heffron, USHL Commissioner, Nate Thompson, obviously ex-NHLer, and Logan Stanko. So go ahead, talk about whichever one you want.
Shout out to Glenn Heffron, because me and Daeden and I believe Ryley too are going to go down to the USHL Fall Classic in September and go check that out. So that was cool having Glenn on, and he of course invited us down, and we'll get to interview a bunch of players. I think Daeden and I are both really looking forward to talking to Tynan Lawrence. I think that's kind of the guy we're both really going after, so we can interview him. So that'll be fun. There's like Mason West would be another kid. Is he playing USHL, or is he going back to high school?
He's high school. Yeah, he won't be there.
Yeah, he is going to high. No, he's not playing high school hockey though. He's playing high school football and then going to the USHL to play for the Fargo Force.
Yeah, but he won't be there in the Fall Classic.
No. But yeah, that'll be a fun thing. I think like that's our first kind of event, and that's something that we as a group want to do more, right? I think the five of us here are gonna try to make it our our best, whatever I'm trying to say, but make it our best bet to get to the Memorial Cup this year, all with media passes, so we can actually do some media stuff and have credentials and do that kind of thing. And I think the Fall Classic opens the doors for us. It gives our brand, a big kind of name out there that we're now affiliated, and we'll do some content together with the USHL. I've already been told. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Really cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. And then, Craig Button, Craig is an amazing guy. I think, all five of us have grown up listening to him for the last, we all vary in ages, but 25 years probably we can all agree on that, we've all kind of watched him for. So to have him on the show was really cool. And I met him in Kamloops here, obviously, during the Memorial Cup in 2023. So to just have him and reconnect with him was really cool. Future guests, which, I kind of lightly talk about, but, I've shouted it out on GDT Live, but Carter Bear, I think that's a fun one. We're going to get him on. Jake O'Brien, of course, Spencer Hyman. Like you said, I don't even think I realized the connections I had until I started to reach out to people, and I didn't realize, as egotistical as it sounds, how many people kind of knew who I was. So I think that kind of like opened the doors up a bit more. And I just use our live show, and I think using our live show as a way to boost, Game Day Tarps and our brand is going quite well. So
I'd say very well. Like, I'm gonna shout out Day here for a second here, shouting us out. The three of us, Dakota, Ryley, and myself, that don't do the GDT
Yeah.
live. We're being civilians during the day. We're at our day job, but I'll pop in the live here and there. On my lunch. But man, like just seeing the guests you guys are pulling, like it's gonna go far. This segment that you guys are doing, it's awesome. It's great content. Pulling in big numbers too. Like on X there the other day, you had a lot of people watching, right? A lot of eyes.
Just
But
want
it's
to
just
say,
sorry, Dave, and I just got to say one last thing. It's just like a little bit jelly though, boys, that you're getting these big names, and I'm just not there for it to talk to these guys because there were some pretty cool interviews you guys were doing, like Button and Elliott. So holy,
think
I do want to say, Colton knows what I'm saying. The other day, I just checked the stats too. We now have 2.4 thousand views on that live with Marco D'Amico. We were talking Habs, got to about the 35-minute mark. We were talking about the goaltending situation in Montreal. My Wi-Fi fucked off. I thought it was the whole StreamYard. I thought StreamYard was kicking the bucket like it did last time. So I quickly ended the live before anything happened. And it turns out Colton and Marco were still perfectly fine, and all I had to do was drop myself backstage and let those two carry on the show, and I fucked it all up, and we had the most live viewers we'd ever had. And you look at it, but it turns out the exact same day we got the message from the Podcast Network, so it works out fine. And I just checked, today's episode is at 1.1k views, so it's pretty good.
That's what I was about to say. Was today we hit 400 viewers. We had 380 live viewers. Zach left, and we still continued to go up and hold 400 plus viewers for most of the episode for another 30 minutes after he left. And I think that's just like a big point to like where the show is going and what we're able to do with this brand and market ourselves too.
Going back to Game Day Tarps for a second. When I joined, we were very into, or the guys actually started this way before I joined, but they did a Battle of the Tarps. Stick around for the end of this episode is all I'm saying.
Oh, man,
it was a fun segment for a while. We just really never went anything.
I've cooked something up on Canva backstage while Colton was giving the whole spiel there. I was cooking something up.
He's cooking something, okay.
And side note, we like Daeden and I just started to include the whole Game Day Tarps mantra into our questions now. So we'll ask the guests at the end of the interview, what is your favorite jersey from, like, we asked Felix Sakar, what's his favorite Anaheim Ducks jersey? And of course it's the normal throwback.
He quite literally told Colton that he's opening up a can of worms when he asked him that question.
Yeah,
hard decision.
It's a good question, right? So I think it's fun. Like it's exactly what this brand was built on. That's what you guys were doing, right? So why not just throw it into the live questions, start asking people? It's fun stuff.
And I want to chime in too with Dally saying like gel stuff, because it is hard, like being on the outside where obviously it's, but like Monday, Dally and Dak, I don't know, but he has Tampa Bay reporter Eric Erlinson coming on, and like that's one of my favorite guys that I've heard and read stuff from growing up. So like that's a tough one to most likely, well, definitely not be involved in, but maybe not even get to listen to depending on the day. So
that sucks for you, buddy. I hope you enjoy watching from the outside.
But yeah, no, it's going fantastic. Like, who knows where it'll keep going. I mean, at this rate, you're going to run out of guests like next year. So we'll have to see. You're going to get all 700 NHL players on, or 1,500, whatever there is at this rate.
Then we'll just have one big, massive conference call, dude. Every ex-guest at once.
We'll just have to start interviewing KHL players.
Could you imagine the mind fuck that would be?
Wait,
I mean,
that's a good idea. We should interview Canadian KHL players.
Canadian KHL players? No, I was just speaking Russians. Like no English
Well-
whatsoever. They're just spouting.
There's a couple KHL players that I think would be sick to get on. I think it actually wouldn't be too out of the reach, especially if we were able to get in touch with Tynan Lawrence, his brother Josh Lawrence, who put up 115 points with the Mooseheads in 2023, plays or just signed with HC Lada along with William Dufour. So both QMJHLers, both young, both might be willing to hop on in the pod for an episode.
True.
They also both won a Memorial Cup in 2021-22 with Gardner McDougall.
That Dufour move is still crazy to me. I can't believe he went KHL. Not much left really to go over, but we can talk about like, if people haven't, if you don't want to sit down or you don't want to listen to a full episode, you could go check out our shorts on YouTube, our short videos, because we have tons of the interview questions just individually packaged in shorts so that you don't have to watch a whole video. So go check those out because those have taken off like crazy. We got like 30,000 views or something on them last month. So please go check out the shorts if you just want to see and just go through. There's a bunch of different questions to all sorts of different guys. And there's going to be obviously more coming from more recent episodes. So check those out and you'll see a whole bunch of short form content that is so popular these days. And I guess we did our first, like, not live GDT live, but like our live podcast episodes. We did 2025 free agency on July 1st, and then we did the 2025 draft as well. So those were it's kind of fun when you don't know what is going on. It's completely unscripted, and you're just kind of going off of what's happening, watching the draft and seeing which kid went where, and then same thing with free agency. Just kind of sitting here for like 2.5 hours. I forget how long I did. It was quite a while, but yeah, just seeing where all these guys were going. And of course it picked up right after I dropped the live. So that was always a great time.
Now that we're all here, I kind of wanted to go over that whole, the NHL draft there that
Sure.
you did live for, but imagine being live actually there, right? Like what a clusterfuck it was. And the fact that, the league agreed to continue to be decentralized for next year's draft, I think is absolutely ridiculous. Like, i.e. when Hagens went up there to talk to, the Bruins front office on the screen, right? Just no coordination, like nothing. And it was so bad. And it's like, dude, half these guys are dreaming of going up there, shaking the general manager's hand, putting on the hat, throwing over the jersey, right? Like it's not that. You're being escorted into a room with a screen on the wall and then having shitty internet connection. Like, what the fuck is with this decentralized draft bullshit? Like, I get it, the NBA, sure, they do it as well too. Like, but like the NHL was unique for having in-person drafts, right? Like, just bring it back. That's what everybody wants. Like, think of how much of a success it was with having it at the Sphere. Maybe you need to have it, localized in one location like Las Vegas. But even so, just bring it back to when it's in person. So I don't know. I think it was a clusterfuck, but I did watch your live though on it. Ryley was awesome, but the draft itself sucked.
Yes, I agree too. And I mean, like you said for Hagen, so like what a memory.
Agreed.
What kind of a memory is that? Cool, he got drafted, and then that's kind of where it ended. The video thing was a distraction and annoying. Now you're just like pushed off into nothing. It wasn't like normal drafts where you go and you sign stuff and it was nothing. They went up on stage and then it just ended.
He literally was talking. He was literally just talking to a wall. That's exactly what it was.
And I literally said this during that live. The Anaheim Ducks sent up, I guess, 2 guys from the Mighty Ducks movies, the one girl and the guy. And I was like, who the hell is this? He sent out. Had no idea it was people from the Mighty Ducks movies back in the day. But it's like, what player gives a crap about that? Right? Like, they don't want to stand with people who were acting in a movie 30 years ago. They want to be up there with the general manager that drafted them, with the scouting team that drafted them.
Yeah.
That's what they care about.
With Kai Cenat.
Okay, that's fair. I bet you some of them actually might have thought it was kind of cool to have Kai Cenat, but to be honest, no.
I mean, some of these
On
PR
that note,
teams
on that
cook.
note, on that note, hold on. What did you guys think of Shane Gillis's 10-minute monologue to open the ESPYs?
It was wild.
I know I sent that text to you guys.
Fantastic.
I watched it. I
If
watched
you're
it on.
offended by it, you probably never mind.
Shane Gillis is a beauty.
I watched it on the toilet that morning
Same.
after you sent it that night, and I was like, man, I'm like, it wasn't the best, but to have the balls to say what he did in front of the audience, that was probably so like 50-50. Have, like he said one joke about something, and then he went to like the Caitlin Clark like WNBA like Waffle House joke, and he was like, let's see about this one. Like, you could literally tell this guy was like, I guess. And then there was one joke, he was like, yeah, we probably should have taken that out.
That Brittany Hicks joke was hilarious. I'm just gonna say it because it's not really bad, but it was just like, hey, 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Everyone started clapping and cheering, and he's like, just kidding. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. Like, just roasted the whole entire auditorium. That was hilarious. I was like, he's such a comedic genius. I think, yeah, and he's never getting invited back. The athletes hated him. There's
Drewski
no
was
way
the one
he's
that
getting invited back.
On a different note, what about Leon not going to that event and playing beer league hockey instead?
Did really any NHL players go though? Like, they
Nobody
don't care
went.
about that.
No,
It's
I don't think
Even
so.
like
Ovechkin.
the NFL and
Ovechkin
NBA
didn't
guys
either.
come. Like, you sit beside Steph Curry, who's making $44 million a year. He has more chains on. Like, he doesn't really wear chains, but he's got more jewelry
I don't
on than
think
you
Curry
make in a year. Like, there's no, like, these guys come all dripped out in their weird fancy
All right.
outfits. And NHL guys are like, can I
Back
just
to a
wear
real
like
sport.
jeans?
Riley, did you hear the story I said about Connor McDavid and Leon at the beer league thing, the bar down video
Yeah,
that was
I
posted?
saw it. Yeah, that they lost or whatever. Yeah.
No, but did you hear my story about that?
Yes, but I forget it.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's okay. It was just my buddy that made the video, and he used
Right.
the mic.
Yeah, and he was using your mic. Yes.
Yeah. Big shout.
I did mention, so we started GDT Gaming. It's not really just going to be me and Daeden. It's going to be whoever we can. But
Yes,
me
I
and
want to
Daeden,
have a tournament style thing.
Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto 6 server, by the way, coming soon.
definitely not. I haven't even played Grand Theft Auto 5 in like 9-10 years. But we do simulated two things. We're doing simulated tournaments and then simulated versus series where we're making teams and then simming them in Stanley Cups. And then we're making tournaments and simulating them and just seeing what happens. Go ahead, Dave.
Shout out, tell everyone what we've done so far.
Oh, geez, now you're putting me on the spot. So you and me in our versus series, you did Young Guns versus Old Vets.
Yes.
We did. And then we did Lefties versus Righties. And upcoming is, Lefties versus Righties is coming out soon. And then after that, it's going to be 5'11" and under versus 6 foot and above. And I know you just finished your, it's out now. If Russia is going to be in the Olympics, what their team would look like and how they would do. Pretty good ending to that, to see how that ended up. It was almost pointless because, side note, if you go watch it, Russia almost lost in the first round
to Denmark.
It was almost pointless.
Go watch it, Dallas.
Yeah. And what's your other one that you did just before that? I forget. Or was that the first one?
The provincial battle. So I took all the Canadian provinces, Team BC, Team Alberta, the Prairie Dogs, which is Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Ontario was divided into 3 teams, so North, South, and then East and West was a team, and then Quebec. Why are you shaking your head, Colton? You have to do that. They're so big. They literally make up half the NHL, probably.
And you
maybe
need
not half. But yeah, and then I did Quebec and Atlantic, and the results probably weren't that shocking.
Ontario East versus Ontario West.
No,
They're on
they are one team. They are like a team.
Okay. Ontario North versus Ontario East was probably the final.
Well, don't ruin it. Don't confirm anything. So
No,
people
I'm
don't
not
Don't
confirming
ruin it
anything,
right
but I'm
now.
gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know that Ontario South is where Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, and all those guys are from.
Oh, shout out the York
Wow.
Simcoe Express. I just know
So
that
they're
because
from
Zach
Canada,
Phillips played for
Ontario.
them.
No, not Canada, Ontario.
Well,
That's like Ottawa.
Shout out
That
former
would be,
guest Zach Phillips.
That's
who,
Tyler
who
Toffoli.
played with
That's
them.
Tyler Toffoli.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Ryley, I'll play your little gaming segment. I'll do, OHL All Stars. Doesn't matter the year versus your WHL All Stars, and we can do a little
Actually,
segment.
yeah, we were thinking about that actually.
Imagine
NHL
saying "your" like you live in Ontario, bud.
Well, buddy, I lived in Ontario.
Like, do you see the jerseys
And then he's
behind
lived
your
out
head,
west
bud?
his
You
whole
see the
life.
jerseys behind your cranium right now, bud? All
I do, yeah.
WHL.
All WHL, yes,
Hey.
because I live in a WHL market city.
But we
Hey.
have been thinking of doing. I got the idea actually. I was on NHL and they showed the Hut team cards, and it was like their ratings from their CHL teams. And I was like, man, well, what a cool
cards.
tournament it would be to do like those individual teams with their NHL players on them, right? So you'd be like the London Knights alumni or the Counts Blazers alumni, and it would be just the guys that have moved on to
Oh my
the
gosh, shout
NHL
out
or
Brian
even
Ranford.
Sweden or whatever.
If you want to
But-
localize it, we can just do, the
Counts
teams,
versus Windsor.
alumni. Yeah, we can do alumni.
TJ Gimlin gets to fill in for Jerome. Just saying.
No, because you can literally just go into the all-time teams and grab them.
True. Might have to do that. Yeah, we'll have to see what the all-time teams have and add some of those guys too. But yeah, that's just there's so many ideas in our head for
I
what we
have
can
an
do. That
idea.
is pretty limitless. Go ahead.
Do CHL versus NCAA.
but can you do that?
No.
We'd have to create. You'd have. Well, I guess
No,
you
I
use your
gave you
Players
that
are
created
there.
roster. I gave
Yeah.
you that created roster that's got like 400 players. That all the American kids would be in it.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on mine.
Shitty.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you do it, and then just send it to me. I'll edit it.
And then one thing I know that we do want to have happen eventually, if we can, is a versus, like an online Chell versus where we're actually playing each other one-on-one in some kind of a fun elimination tournament. So we'll see if that ever comes to fruition. We're all so busy, but that would be something that'd be cool if we could get that. But other than that, if you guys have anything else to chime in, I don't have much else on my notes.
All right, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah,
He's
you're-
announcing he's
Don't.
leaving. They got a job as sports man. He's leaving. That's what his announcement is.
I'm not leaving. You guys hear the music?
I'm
Because-
fucking
Nope.
leaving.
Oh, I did play music, Colton. Settle down.
Yeah, there
That's
is music.
because-
I
playing.
didn't hear it.
It's still playing. Are we
What
doing
about now,
some-
Colton?
Are we doing something with the music?
You joined a band.
It's time for Battle of the Tarps. Fellas, we're back. It's Battle of the Tarps 2025. We're bringing it back. I thought, why not? It's Gameday Tarps. It quite literally is what we did to start, you guys did to start this podcast. Why not bring it back? It goes with the name of the podcast. We're talking about the Tarps. So let's throw it up here. I've made a bracket. The Gameday
Okay.
Tarps bracket. Battle of the Tarps bracket. Today's jerseys are the Bolzano Foxes
Oh,
home jerseys in the Ice Hockey League. Cool fact, I played in their home arena. We beat Bolzano Academy 2-1 that night. And the Kelowna Rockets alternate jersey. So I'll leave them up here and then we can take a pick. What do you guys think?
It's not even a question. I hate everything about the Kelowna Rockets. They're absolute trash color scheme, trash logo, trash everything. I'm going with Bolzano. Hate Kelowna so much.
That's crazy.
Let me
Well-
mark it down.
Down bad.
Oh.
Down bad.
Well, I think I'm going
Well,
to
you're
tie the
getting invited
series.
to the Memorial Cup now.
I think I'm going to tie the series here. I think Kelowna's are a lot nicer. I'm not a fan of the. Yeah, I don't like the shoulder. I mean, I guess never mind. The
That kid-
WHL jersey is the exact same.
I don't like
type
the
of
all
thing.
red.
Boys, their name is the Rockets, and they have a dragon / Ogo Pogo.
Who
They don't even make
cares?
sense.
Who
Because
cares?
if you were the Flames and they had a drop of water as their logo, you'd be like, why are we called the Flames? Why are they called the Rockets?
Why are they called the Flames?
I don't know. I'm
Couldn't
just
tell
saying.
ya.
Well, they're called. Well, sorry, Kate. They're called the Flames because they came from the
Because
Atlanta
the
Flames.
city
That's
of it.
because what?
City of Atlanta, what?
Atlanta burned down.
No, Chicago burned.
Burned
Did Atlanta also
down.
burn down? I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyways, Colton, make your pick.
Yes.
Is it Kelowna or Belzano?
Kelowna.
Yes is your pick.
All right, I think Colton's lagging a little bit, so he's probably going to answer us a couple seconds behind. But
Kelowna.
Kelowna.
He said Kelowna. We got it. Dally?
Kelowna.
Yeah, see, you're lagging.
I do like the fade on the shoulders down to the sleeve. I think that's really clean. But these jerseys here just give me 2011, 2012 Phoenix Coyotes vibes, and I fucking hate it. I'm going Kelowna, boys. Love me some Kelowna Rockets jerseys. Just like the one behind me. Let's go. Ryley, get shut down, buddy.
Jerseys.
Well, Daeden's pick doesn't even matter because that's a clean sweep, boys.
That is
Well,
not.
it's not a clean sweep because mine's going to Balzano. I like Balzano. If
Yeah,
you guys,
so it's
No,
3-2.
hold on. I know this doesn't. We're not taking this into account because we're not game day. We're not game day buckets. We're not game day gloves. But Balzano wears a army, not an army green, but like just a little bit lighter than army green bucket pants and fucking glove combo with these jerseys.
That's kind of gross. That's
It's
like no gross in a bad way,
Daeden,
dude.
don't
Like,
make
that's
too noisy.
gross.
Daeden, don't make me change my choice. I cannot choose the
That's
Kelowna Rockets.
You're gonna choose Kelowna.
So you're
Hold on.
basically Christmas presents versus Kelowna Rockets.
Yeah, it's still better. I hate Kelowna so much. They're so bad.
Kelowna.
Nothing about them makes sense. Where did they get their colors from? None of it makes sense. The black is so ugly. They're black. I don't know. It's just not a normal black.
That's what I mean. See those?
Oh,
No, Daeden,
ew.
I
Was
don't
that
like
Ew,
North
dude.
Bay
Fuck is
green?
that?
Daeden, take it away. Take it away.
That's
so I can
gross,
keep my
dude.
vote. Oh, thank God. Okay, I have my vote. It's still Belzano. Minus just torso. Belzano torso.
God damn it. All right. So I guess yeah. Kelowna moves on to the next round. That wasn't very hard. We'll be back next time. Somebody else has to do the next round. Somebody else is given the next two jerseys.
I swear if you fucks get Kelowna to the final, I swear to God.
Why don't we
Oh,
do
I know
that
what
right
I'm doing
now? Someone
know what I'm
someone throw out a jersey. Dallas and Dakota both give a jersey.
All right.
This will be for next episode.
Yes,
Kamloops
Colton can't
Storm.
really hear you.
I had my hands waving.
The Kamloops Storm cream jerseys.
Kamloops Storm cream jerseys. Okay.
Versus
No,
Trenton
that
Golden
was my
Hawks.
versus the Trenton who? Golden Hawks?
Yep.
Where are they from? Obviously Trenton, but like what league?
Ontario.
The
I think
OJHL.
OJ, yeah.
OJHL.
Sweet. We got our next episode. Our next thing ripped up.
Beauty. Does anyone have anything else to add?
I just wanted to say quickly before we all head out here that it's not a year in review without also just giving a big shout out to everyone who has continued to listen to this podcast over and over, even watched on YouTube too. Like it's just been growing the channel like the last 2 years since we started, but obviously this is just a year in review. We had a pretty big first year as well, boys, but definitely the second year takes the cake. And I just want to thank personally everyone who has continued to be here, tuning into the Gameday Tarps podcast. We could not have done this without you. We do it for you. But yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone that continues to listen to this podcast. Please share it out to all your friends and family. That's a better way for us to grow as well. Ryley did mention a Patreon page that we have started. Obviously, you know, there's no obligations, but it would definitely be awesome for those out there to help grow our page even more. But other than that, yeah, thanks for being here. We honestly love to bring you more amazing content down the road. So definitely stay tuned. I know this week for sure, Colton has a lot of great guests lined up in the queue. But yeah, until the next year in review we do next year, guys, I hope there's going to be a lot of big content that we can definitely go over. So definitely stay tuned, and thanks again.
And I'm just going to add that there couldn't be more of a thank you to Dallas, Colton, Daeden for joining Ryley and I. From starting out in a basement, just doing the recordings over a microphone, not even doing the video part of it, to now having you guys here. Thankfully, Ryley and I didn't bully Colton in high school, and you know, he's able to be here with us, and no, I couldn't have asked for a better 5, honestly. So it's cool being here now for a short term. I mean, a year, right? And we've already gotten partnerships and whatnot, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
Literally,
continue that.
We were talking over one mic, you and me, because we couldn't make 2 mics work because it would bounce the audio. So, and then Dally came on and 3 of us were talking into one mic in just audio. Like it was crazy how we a thing. Like literally, it's only been 2 years, but it feels like that was 5 years ago compared to how fast things have grown. And pretty soon, hopefully, like we, you know, this is nowhere planned, but like getting a studio or something that we could rent or whatever down the line so that we're all in the same room, like that would be sick down the line. But
Here's
just crazy.
Here's the funniest thing. This is something I think I'll share now because I think it's just funny as shit. So last summer I was going to school. I was also working on a scallop fishing boat. We just got in from a trip in Yarmouth, which is like a 2.5, almost 3-hour drive from my house. And I texted Ryley as I got home, or as I got in the car, and I said, "Hey boys, we recording tonight?" Because I was so pumped to record. I got my new mic, and then 3 hours later, got home. We were about to set up, and then we were going. It was me, Ryley, and Wilbs, and just us 3. Ryley and I and Wilbs were going, and then my Wi-Fi cut out. But I remember what actually happened was midway through the episode, Ryley was like talking, and then I just
I had to drop them.
I won't. No. I dropped myself. I was like, "Shit, boys, my Wi-Fi cut out." But I was sleeping. I was like straight up sleeping on camera. I was like, "I can't be doing this, fellas." So I had to leave. I was like, "Ryley, my Wi-Fi cut out. My Wi-Fi cut out."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes it's just hard, especially like when we're recording too, like just the big time zone difference too, right? Like 4 hours of time separation, right? So yeah, it's already Saturday for you, buddy.
Here.
Enjoy that weekend. But I just wanted to say, continue what Ryley and Dakota were mentioning too. Like I remember being at Dax with you boys, and like on your laptop, Ryley, and then just hitting stop go of like what we were going to talk about. And then the idea came of coming to YouTube and start doing it in person. And now look at us just flowing with conversation. You know, we're vibing, we're just shooting the shit. Like, just crazy how much you progress, right? And then, you know, maybe you do a live studio, like you were saying, like if we were to rent one day and stuff like that, get a little bit bigger. So yeah, it's just looking back at it, it was just crazy how we would just record into your mic and then just hitting the stop button. Okay, what the fuck are we going to talk about now? And then hit proceed again. So yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a ride.
Been a ride. You say it like it's over, buddy.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
this is actually our retirement video.
Oh,
We're hanging them
we're
up.
all quitting.
Yeah, final sign off.
All right, thanks for tuning. We'll see you next time, which is
Never.
never.
And,
Um,
yeah, I mean, if we want to throw it all the way back to, like, I know everyone out there doesn't know Dakota that well, but man, you were such a pusher. And I remember being outside your house before we even started this, like, man, I just want to talk hockey. And you're just like, fucking do it, pussy. Like,
This was actually at work, not at my house.
yeah, maybe it was at work. Either way, you were just like, well, fucking do it. And I was just like,
Well,
okay,
you're like,
well, you're doing it with me. Like, we just kind of threw each other under the bus and pushed ourselves to do it, which is hilarious.
yeah, it wasn't even me being like, hey, we should do this. I was just like, nah, dude, start like a sports page on Instagram or start a podcast. And you're like, yeah, dude, let's do it. I was like, okay.
The eye roll was real.
Also,
That happened.
everyone, if you're tuning into this right now, let us know if Dakota should start a like monthly
Not a
Flames
chance.
recap, and then Dallas start a monthly OHL recap or CHL recap, and we just throw random videos up there. Dallas does random
Is that
recap
what he would
videos,
do, or would he do a Colorado, or would he do a Penguins? Because this guy,
or would he
jumps
just straight up like literally sit here and just give Johnny Drouin his undeserved flowers for half an hour at a time? Like,
No, he's an Islander now. Dally doesn't care about him anymore.
Let's not talk about Dren signing with the Islanders, please. This heart's already broken enough, all right?
And honestly, what do I even say about Calgary? Hey, a month has gone by. They've done absolutely fuck
Hey.
all.
Connor Zary is still not signed.
yeah, so
A fan favorite, still not signed. The last one to be needing a contract.
But we can sign
Well,
Your best
that's
player
in the
under the age of
works.
25, still not signed.
Joel Hanlon. Never mind.
Also,
Hanley's
I
gone.
think we've-
We traded him.
No, he's not. He
Or is he
re-signed. He
Oh.
re-signed.
Depression.
Right?
also wanted to bring this up, boys, before, I thought this was a big moment about our year in review, but what has been your favorite moment so far as a member of this podcast? I'll start with you, Dakota.
I thought it. Hold on. I thought you were going to bring something. You literally said, I'll bring this up," and then you asked the question. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" Then you're just.
Oh, yeah, sorry, boys. I don't got some sick fucking story for you. Sorry. I just got a dumb question. That's all right. Just a dumb
Oh,
question.
it's a good question. It's a good question.
My-
Dakota,
my
answer
favorite-
the damn question.
My
Yep.
favorite moment?
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I think the first time we got a guest. That was
Me.
pretty-
Oh, never mind.
Shut up, Colton, you bum. Everything I said about you is a lie, but no. Probably just getting a guest. Back then it felt like big news, and now it's just like you guys got all these names coming out of the woodworks, and now it just kind of seems like a normal day, right? But yeah, no, I'd say it's probably first guest.
How about you, Day?
All right. Well, if we're going down the line here, I think it's not a moment. It's just I lived in Toronto the past year. I lived with my roommate. Hey, Wyatt, if you're listening to this, you were kind of loud sometimes, and you screamed at your PlayStation a lot sometimes playing Madden, and it was kind of odd. But anyways, I felt like you boys kept me company sometimes, like during the night. Like I could look out into the Toronto skyline, and then you boys would be right here, and I'd be talking to people halfway across the country, and we were just chatting hockey. And
We're there in spirit with you.
yeah, I'd just be walking around like making like hot dogs and just like what's going on. Felt like it was just a
Drinking
sick
Dr.
time.
Pepper.
Yeah, drinking buttloads of Dr. Pepper, like yeah.
A day in the life with Daeden Camo.
What
Maybe
about
go
you,
get
Cole?
another can.
What about you, Colton? Did you? Yeah.
I guess my. Yeah. I got
Yeah,
you.
don't ask Colton.
Uh,
Don't ask Colton anything twice. He's
Probably
lagging.
joining. I'm gonna. Are we good now? Yeah? Okay. Jesus Christ. So my favorite thing would be joining the podcast, obviously. I think that I don't know. I think that's the highlight for me, is coming along with you guys and being along for this ride and getting to know Dally and getting to know Daeden and getting to know Wilbs for as, short of a time as it was. I think that's my highlight.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't get Cowan and Barks on for that dual epi, right?
Oh, good. I guess I'm next. I would have to say basically the same thing with Dakota. It's part of the fact that yes, we got a guest, and yes, it was Logan Stankoven, an NHL player, and from Canada, so there's a lot of ties. But we recorded that like the day or two before my wife went into labor, and I was literally editing that episode and making clips for that episode while she was like in pre-labor, I guess, at the hospital when I had nothing else to do. So for me, that was pretty cool. I think like just, getting to lock in on that while that was going on in my life, that was kind of a double adventure, I guess you could say.
Big not shout out to Riverside for almost losing that whole episode on us.
And Logan's episode did not match up to his video, and we had to manually match it up the entire recording. And they said they tried to. I was on email chats back and forth with them forever, and they didn't really fix. That's why we switched. Yay!
Shout out to StreamYard. You guys are the real G's. We love using you, and we'll always use you. I don't like Riverside. I'm glad we stopped.
We don't use them.
Fuck Riverside.
Well,
I guess I'll say for my favorite part was just joining the podcast myself. I mean, amongst you guys too. Like I already knew you, Ryley and Dak. Meeting Colton and meeting Day, like getting in touch with Day on TikTok was really, really huge as well. What a great group we have here. We're all buddies, and we all love to talk hockey. It's the biggest thing we have in common, and that was it for me too, right? It's like, where can I share this outside of just talking to you guys at work, right? Like, we talk hockey every day, but it's a passion of ours, and maybe we could share it to everyone else, right? Like maybe someone listening, sees there's a really cool guest on. Maybe they find a bit of information that they never knew about a certain player, team, or whatever. So I think it's just pretty awesome that we just get to share our passion with everybody out there listening and watching. Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, beauty, boys. I mean, we talked about it, and if no one has anything else, then we've already talked about Quench. We talked about our Patreon, but if you've been here this long, why don't we throw it to commercial and let those talk for themselves? Because Daeden's made some awesome commercials.
Looking for a new way to quench your thirst? Gameday Tarps is now an official Quench affiliate. Head on over to quench.ca/Gameday Tarps podcast and use our code Gameday Tarps podcast, all caps, all one word, for 15% off your total order. Stay cool this summer with the #1 sports drink on the market. Stay quenched.
Is the off season bumming you out?
Yeah.
Do you wish you had more hockey content to consume?
Yeah.
Well, head on over to patreon.com/GamedayTarps and check out all the exclusive content we have to offer. Behind the scenes videos, in-depth analysis, and so much more. Select a membership tier and enjoy the content made only for you. Only at patreon.com/GamedayTarps.
You have a great radio voice, Day. Just saying. Those were some fucking killer commercials, brother.
Dallas, I saw exactly what you did off screen, and I'll tell you right now, I do the exact same thing off screen during every live show. That's what I use the commercial break for. It's like 1:56, or like it's 56 seconds or something like that. So, yeah, it's 56 seconds. Perfect. It's just enough for a good break.
Yes. Also, shout out to Quench there. Blueberry, best one out there.
Patreon pick.
You're cut off on the Patreon. Is that what you're saying?
Five years later. Answers.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. Well, is that everything from everyone? Everyone's good?
Well,
End
Colton
the
shot.
show.
All right. That is our year 2 in review, everyone. Thank you so much. Like Dallas said, to everyone who watches, family, friends, people we don't know who are becoming followers and listeners. We appreciate you all. And we will see you all in all the next episodes and the GDT Live next time, whenever that is. Not never, that's for sure. We'll see you then.
Oh, boys, we're rolling.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another episode over here on the Hockey Podcast Network and Gameday Tarps Podcast. We've got so much more for you. We've got lots cooking. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a beat. For myself and the other guys over here at Gameday Tarps, we'll see you next time.